business can be exciting, but navigating the legalities are overwhelming. Choose Vista Business Setup for expert guidance and seamless success, with company registration, business license, legal support, regulatory guidance, golden visa services, PRO services, bank account opening, management consulting. Simplify your startup journey and launch your dream business with us. Don't let numbers hold you back. Vista Accounting and Auditing ensures accurate and insightful financial management for your success. Auditing and accounting, bookkeeping, strategic financial planning, VAT and tax consultancy, corporate tax, ASR and AML compliance. Focus on what matters. Let us handle the financial nitty-gritties. Empower your business with the perfect workspace solutions from Vista Business Centers. Co-working spaces, private offices, meeting rooms, flexible workspace solutions, state-of-the-art facilities. Adaptable spaces are designed to meet your business needs today and tomorrow. From iconic skyscrapers to tranquil havens, Vista Properties navigates Dubai's real estate, expertly matching you to your dream property that meets your every desire. Commercial, residential, and industrial properties through our luxury property specialists. Strategic insights, expert advice. More than transactions, Vista Properties builds your Dubai future. Let's find your perfect space together. Build valuable connections and elevate your business network with VClub, our exclusive platform for industry leaders. Transformative networking events, partnership opportunities, collaboration opportunities, referral generation, mentorship programs, professional development. Unlock your future with VClub's exclusive network to connect and grow. Vista Tours bridges continents, cultures, and industries, crafting unforgettable experiences that pave the way for global connections and insights. Business tours, visa and air ticketing, hotel bookings, holiday packages, customized packages, transfers worldwide. Embark on a journey where every mile is a new business opportunity. Launching a business can be exciting, but navigating the legalities are overwhelming. Choose Vista Business Setup for expert guidance and seamless success.
Hi everyone, good evening. It was a very nice initiative by VClub that they organize this type of events. It's like Dubai as a vibrant place. It was people from diverse backgrounds, and it's sometimes like the topics that we are having challenges, or the business opportunities we can integrate through. So one of the best networking platform that we can have.
Hello everyone, this is Ayub. I was today in this meeting of, to be honest with you, I had no idea before. I came for meeting people, for socializing, and it was for business. This is gentle people, also a good atmosphere. It was the first time I enjoyed, and it gives me also this part of time to speak in front of people. It was my first time to exert public speaking, and this is my first time, and it will not be the last one. So appreciate. I need to be part of your this family, and thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, guys, for welcoming me on this event. I'm very happy to participate to this kind of event. I'm gonna be present to more of this kind of event if you wanna welcome me again. Really startup space and this kind of event, networking event. So I'm gonna be present, gonna catch you soon. Thank you, and love you what you do. Keep doing like this. Thank you, guys.
Hi everyone, good evening. It was a very nice initiative by VClub that they organize this type of events. It's like having Dubai as a vibrant place. So we network with people from diverse backgrounds, and it's sometimes like the topics that we are having challenges, or the business opportunities we can integrate through. So that's one of the best networking platform that we can have.
Hello everyone, this is Ayub. I was today in this meeting of, to be honest with you, I had no before. I came for meeting people, for socializing, and it was for business. This is gentle people, also good atmosphere. It was the first time I enjoyed, and it gives me also this part of
with RA.
Okay.
So I'm a business development manager for Semuls Properties, where we're starting. So yeah, we just come in to present and participate.
Okay. Thank you so much. Is anyone left? You.
Sumera, work in real estate, also an architect, specializing in District 1 and downtown. So, yeah.
Hi, I'm Song. I work in the technology industry. We have the polyurethane that can be used in construction industry, such as thermal insulation. We also have other applications such as sustainable energy, like hydrogen batteries. So that's kind of is different from all the other aspects here.
All right. Thank you, everyone. So let's begin with the session. Welcome to Friday Momentum. My name is Pratiksha. Before we get to the presentation, let me introduce our founder of Vista Corporate Group, Mr. Hitesh Bagmar. He was just a teenager when he started his business journey from a clothing store in India. He then ventured into real estate, and of course his ambition and passion didn't let him stop there. He also opened a gas agency in India. In 2008 he moved to Dubai, and in 2018 he turned his vision into reality with Vista Corporate Group. He's also the author to 2 influential books, Beyond Bricks and Mortar on real estate and Founder's Roadmap on business setup. So if you want to set up your business in the UAE or want to know anything about real estate, please get in touch with me to check out these books. Vista Corporate Group is not just about one thing. We are changing the game in networking, business setup, real estate, and many, many more things. Our mission is to empower businesses through a culture of collaboration. We have our team of experts with their extensive connections ready to help you with anything and everything you need for your businesses, providing you all the resources and tools. Our vision is to be the beacon of innovation and excellence in the UAE's dynamics. So we have 8 verticals running under Vista Corporate Group. Just to tell you all a little bit about our each vertical, we have a Vista Business Setup. Under this, we streamline the complexities of company formations. You need to know anything about setting up your business in the UAE, right from the initial consultations, registrations, licenses, PRO services. We are here to provide you with all the information and help you do that. Under Vista Properties, we navigate you through Dubai's property market. Our team of experts help you with your property sales, leases, purchases, rentals, everything that you need regarding real estate. We are proud to be affiliated with the leading developers in the UAE. Our business center, as you all can see, we are located in the heart of Business Bay, and so is our business center. We are providing all the solutions regarding your workspaces. We have co-working spaces here, conference rooms, meeting rooms, and anything and everything you need for a hybrid work position. Under Vista Auditing and Accounting, we offer all the financial services that you need for your businesses. Then we have Vista Tours. Vista Tours is the world's first company which is crafting global business tours. Our business tours are trying to achieve a global reach. That's what we want people to, network and get that global reach through these tours. And then comes the VClub. VClub is a platform that we have started where all the like-minded individuals can meet, collaborate, exchange their ideas, and the most important thing I feel about networking is generating referrals. We are all here to grow our businesses and of course do that for the person who is helping you to grow your business, right? Coming towards our event highlights. So we're done with the introductions already. So with
no further delay, I would welcome Ade to take over the session. Yeah, I will switch to your presentation.
Okay.
Yeah, you
All
can
right, thanks.
you can come to this side.
So I'm going to have 2 laptops now.
No problem. You
I've got my
can
notes
keep
here.
that as a backup. Yeah.
Right, thank you. So let's go to.
I'm just going to give you the mic.
I don't
So
know.
also to tell you, the session is always live on YouTube. So you can go back and see all our previous sessions on YouTube. Can I put it on your collar? Yeah.
Hi everyone. I'm Ade, Ololade Lawal for short. I'll actually bring this here so you can see I'll see if I can multitask. They look identical. So I am Ololade Lawal, MRICS. I always use my title because I earned it as a professional. But Ade for short. So I'm a chartered surveyor. I started my career as an electrician. So I've been in the construction, real estate, property industry pretty much since I left school, over 20 years. So I am the founder of Semuls. I've been operating for, like I said, over 20 years, worked my way up literally from electrician to becoming a chartered surveyor, which entailed literally being a site engineer, learning the ropes. So anything to do with buildings, whether it's residential, commercial, industrial, hospitals, I've been there, I've done it. I've even worked on bridges as an electrician. So I've been through quite a few variety of roles within the built environment is what I would say. But today's session, so I'll introduce you to my services, similar services, and then what the RICS is. The RICS stands for the Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors. It's a UK body. I'll tell you more about it. And then why I became a counsellor, understanding the APC. APC is the Assessment of Professional Competence, which is this. I mean, it says what it says in the tin. They assess how professional, how competent you are as a real estate professional. And then what my offerings are as an APC counsellor, mentor, the type of people that go through and become an APC candidate and ultimately a member of the RICS, the pathways and competencies that you have to do is a whistle-stop tour. Believe me, it's quite a detailed thing when you want to do it yourself. You have to have a mock exam and an interview with your peers. So you will literally have 3 people sat in front of you asking you questions about your competence for an hour. And then basically next steps and how you can go through this step, which is really rewarding and worth it really. So about me, as I said, mentor, Semuls, CEO, founder. What I do, certainly the services I provide from Semuls is building audits and condition surveys. So one of you mentioned you've got developer clients, etc. So you could take, say, the Mac or Omnia or any of those developers. They will have they will invest in building a building. When they finish, one of the processes they have to do is called handover. So when they hand over the building, they have to check that it's to specification as per what they've asked for. Someone like myself will come in and do an audit or a survey of that to make sure that what they're getting handed to them is correct, and we'll give them a report as such. Dilapidations and snagging. So again, if there is an issue, I would highlight it to them to say this is a problem. You know, due diligence, technical due diligence, asset list, energy efficiency, anything to do with going into a building and auditing it or checking it to make sure that it's what it should be and it's fit for purpose. So I do that. Property management, so I mean, say tenant relation and maintenance, finance oversight, I can come in here and literally assess, say for example, the managing agents for this building, they will say, okay, how much should we allocate, how much should we spend on maintaining the building, or how much would we spend on it, you know, and I could give them some practical advice on what they should be doing and how they should be doing it to make sure there's value for money for the tenants, for the investors, for the landlord, etc. FM consultancy, again, me being a qualified electrician, I kind of started as a FM supplier, you know, because that's where facilities management is. So Again, how you optimize resources. How many electricians do you need? How many plumbers do you need in this building? You know, how do you improve service delivery? I can literally go into a fan coil unit up here and see if it's dirty, it's clean. Are they doing what they're supposed to be doing on the tin? You know, are they adhering to their service contracts, etc. Lease advisory, again, because of my background in asset management. You know, if a tenant wants to take a lease of this building, they could come to me and say, okay, this is what's been presented to me. I can represent them. I can also represent the landlord. It doesn't replace what a lawyer does, but certainly gives them very practical advice on what they should be looking for that benefits them as a person taking on a lease. Asset management, again, what's the difference between property management and asset management? This one is where you're really looking at how you maximize value out of your building. So, for example, one of the things that people often neglect is the reception. And if you come into this reception, I think there's an advertisement board, right? That's asset management. That's you coming into the building as an advisor saying, you've got a big space here you can advertise on. You pay people from outside to advertise on there. All your tenants, there could be over 3,000 people coming into this building every day. They're seeing these adverts and they're paying you for the pleasure. Empty space in a building is worth money. You know, so asset management, how you maximize the value, and obviously the reason why we're here. So all of this, I've done all of that, but actually I'm able to practice all of that because I've gone through this process, which is the RICS, Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors, assessment of professional competence. Right? It's a mouthful. So RICS APC. Never call it RICS. It's not RICS. So. Doing all of this, I always use the terminology that doctors train doctors, you know, dentists train dentists. So surveyors train surveyors. Now, so I'll go to the next slide. So introducing to Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors, that's their logo. Some of you may or may not recognize it. If I'm going really fast, let me know. I do know how to talk fast. But also ask any questions if you like. If there's anything you need to know, let me know. Right, so the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors is a UK body. It started in the UK like in 18-something, right? It's one of your APC questions. I think it's like 1864 or something like that. So they've been established for a very long time. They are globally recognized, right? So anywhere you go in the world, India, America, over here, certainly in the UK, you say, I'm a member of the RICS, they recognize it, and they will say, you are professional, you know what you're doing, you know you're trustworthy, you've got integrity, you know, all these good stuff that basically tells them that being a member of this is a good thing, right? And you can't actually lie that you're a member because everybody that's a member's name is on their website. So if you were to go on the website and say, find a surveyor, and you put my name in there, it will give you my name, it will give you my number, and it's as simple as that. There is literally 135,000 chartered surveyors in the world. Given there's 7-8 billion people in the world, and there's only 135,000 of chartered surveyors, that's a pretty niche thing. And the reason why the numbers are so low is because it's pretty difficult to get in. Not difficult in a negative way, but you've got to tick all the boxes to get in. To becoming a member. So like I said, you get professional credibility, because if you're doing all the services that I'm doing, you've got to be professional, you've got to be able to deliver in such a way that people trust, and you're consistently delivering at the high level that is expected. The RICS themselves, when you become a member, they give you so much support, whether you're starting your business, even on a personal level, they have support for you. So it's not just join us and that's it. You do get support from them. And then they shape the industry. So, I mean, I started in the UK. The RICS advises the UK government on anything and everything to do with the built environment. They wouldn't literally move without speaking to members of the RICS about different things that they may have, whether it's how many more houses do we need to build, what's the state of the economy in terms of the real estate industry, or any other things really. So they have industry influence, which means, and then the way the RICS works is obviously people like us are the practical people on the ground, so they'll actually come to ask advice and say, what should we do about this? So by them having industry influence, I have industry influence as well, right? So any questions on the RICS at all? No? Cool. Right. So why I became a counsellor, a doctor trains a doctor, surveyor trains a surveyor. Simple as that. I was trained when I was at Deloitte. I had counsellors and mentors that trained me from the ground up. You know, so you get to contribute to your professional, other people's professional development, to basically also ultimately I'll become a fellow eventually. So at the moment I'm an MRICS, which is MRICS, but for me to become a fellowship, FRICS, I need to do this, which then tells people that, you know, I've been doing it for a long time, I've been professional for a long time, and they can really trust me in what I do. Obviously, you shape the future of the professional and maintain high standards as well, and teach others how to do so, and also enhance global reputation of our members and the RICS itself. So that's why I became a counsellor, not because the money is great or I like reviewing people's paperwork, and you know, you genuinely give back because other people gave time to me, so I'm giving back. Now the APC itself is a very, very complicated, no, it's not complicated, I'm not trying to scare anyone. It's a, let me just give you some info. So the APC itself, as I said, is the assessment of professional competence. So, for example, I said that, you know, if I go back a few slides, that I give, you know, condition audits and lease advisory and property management. I mean, that's a lot of services for one person to give, right? But actually, the reality is when I was doing my APC, I had to go through all of that, and I had to demonstrate that I knew about them. And the way they do it is literally asking you, using case studies and using practical example of how I've gained the relevant experience doing all of these things. So that's what the APC is all about. So basically, you go through this whole process of saying that I have demonstrated that I understand all the services that I want to provide or I want to be involved in, right? And it's through a structured training. So you got loads of big firms. I'll name the big ones like Semuls, Knight Frank, any others, anyone else knows? I'm talking the big consultancy firms. You've got CBRE. Who else? You'd think I know all of them, but there are some very, very big internationally recognized firms that they have what they call a structured learning program for their graduates. When I did the APC, I was a dad, married, with kids, so I was not a graduate, but I still went through Semuls and I kind of slid through in with the graduates. So I was able to go through the APC with the grads, although I was just a regular surveyor at the time. So what they do is they give you structured training to be able to become a chartered surveyor, and it's a 2-year process. So it's not I do a course in 6 months and I'm chartered. You can do that, it's very difficult. And then in terms of the actual APC itself, you see, you know what, Ade, you've convinced me. This is exactly the step I needed to take to become a chartered surveyor. You'd enroll, do your competency reviews, and then you do your final interview, which is your final assessment. And I'll go through this in a bit more detail, but ultimately, to assess your competence, you need to have demonstrated within the various areas of your chosen pathway what you've done and how you've done it, so that the people assessing you are satisfied that you are competent and you can pass, right? Now, what I do in terms of my services for the APC is literally, so for example, today I had a candidate, an APC candidate. He's a senior professional. He's been doing this. He's a project manager. He's been working as a project manager for 10 years. Right, so he said, right, okay, it's time I get my stripes with the RICS. So I need to go through the APC process for a senior professional, and I was giving him one-to-one mentoring. Now, why would I be giving someone that's got 10 years worth of experience mentoring? It doesn't make any sense. Well, it does, because passing the APC isn't just about what you know as a professional. It's also about having it in a structured way to demonstrate your competence. Because you can easily go and sit in front of your peers and you can fail because you don't know how to convey yourself, you don't know how to... People write academic reports, there's a style of writing academic reports, there's a style of writing proposals, There's a style of writing, so many different styles of writing. When you're doing your APC, there's a specific way you've got to do it. So my services basically offers one-to-one mentoring, CPD, continuing professional development, which is a must for all APC candidates. I personally, because I'm a member of the RICS already, I have to do 20 hours. Students, most of them have to do 48 hours of CPD. So that is coming to industry events, learning and learning for 48 hours and writing down what you've learned for 48 hours. Obviously, it will be over a period of time. For example, 2 years or 1 year, depending on what route. Final interview, the competency guide as well. So I would say, okay, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to do it based on your experience and chosen pathway. You have to do case studies. You either have to do 1 or 3, or depending on which pathway. The guy I was with today, he has to do 3 separate case studies because he's been at it for 10 years. So they're expecting him to have a lot of work to demonstrate his competence. So they've asked for 3 separate case studies on 3 separate subjects. So we were working on that. And then naturally ongoing support, you know, hopefully you don't get referred in the APC. In other words, you get failed. We don't use the word fail, we say referred, which means you have to do it in 6 months' time again if you don't pass. So you can get ongoing support as well to do that. But I've never, ever had anyone fail. So that's great. And then in terms of the candidate profile, this is actually from the RICS's website. I didn't actually draft this. And you could see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 types of people that would join the RICS, right? The APC structure, that is basically people with little or no experience whatsoever, but you do need an accredited degree. So an accredited degree means is a degree that is linked in some way, shape or form to the industry. And the RICS has specific degrees listed. So it's not just a case of I've gone and done chemistry at, I don't know, at a university somewhere. It will not be accredited. So if you don't have an accredited degree, you've got a choice to do one, which is easier said than done, you know, 2-3 years depending on what you choose. Or if you do have an accredited degree, you can jump right in. APC preliminary, I actually did this route because although when I did my APC, I didn't have an accredited degree. I did have a degree in facilities management, but the RICS didn't find that it was accredited, which was disappointing. So I chose to do a master's in real estate, which was accredited. So I chose this route. I got a master's degree, and I already had over 5 years experience. So it was easier for me to do this route than as a graduate. And this one is really good for anyone that's got industry experience, as well as a degree, right? Well, they've also added professional qualification, but they have a list of it, so you can easily find out. This is really good because it gives you 2 chances in one. So what they'll do is, after you've had a counsellor, someone like myself, guide you through it, somebody that is an assessor will also look at it and give you feedback and say, for me, as an assessor, to pass your work, right, you need to add X, Y, Z to it. You go and add X, Y, Z to it, we will pass you for the final interview. Unlike this one, where you only get 1 chance, which is you submit, they look at it, and they go fail or pass. So this is a very good route, and I've got 4 candidates at the moment going through this route because they have experience, they've got the degrees, and they get 2 chances. So why not? The guy I was seeing today is a senior professional. It doesn't matter whether he had a degree or not, but he's got 10 years experience. He leads teams, and this guy is leading a couple of divisions, etc. And he's got to sit down and prove his worth. So that's the route he's chosen. And then there's specialists, and then there's academic as well. I've never actually met anyone that's done an academic route. And then once you've done, you choose which route you want to go on, your ethics. Ethics, RICS is all about ethics, which is, you know, respect and professionalism, trust. There's 5 of them. I always forget. Integrity is another one. I should have memorized them. And it's one of the APC questions as well. So everybody has to do this. It's like a 3-hour test online. And if you fail, you just keep doing it. If you don't pass this, you can't go further. You have to do submission, written words to say, this is what I've done, this is my experience. And it depends on which route you take, how much you have to write. And so again, this is what I would do. I would go through this with you. We would choose what you write about, etc., guide you through writing it, and mark it off before you go to the final assessment. The assessment is literally submitting everything you've written to 3 people who you will not know. They will read it and they will sit down with you for an hour and question you about it, right? And I always say that they're there to pass you, it's up to you to fail. And the only way you fail is by either not knowing your stuff or just they didn't feel you were ready. And again, I've never had a candidate fail, which is great. And I intend to keep it that way. So it's candidates profile and assessments. Now, in terms of key pathways and competencies, so it's a bit confusing because the pathways is what you actually specialize in. So you're either a building surveyor or you're a commercial real estate surveyor, infrastructure surveyor, a valuer. Everybody knows what a valuer is. If you're buying or selling a property, you get somebody to come and value it for you. That's a valuer. People that do auctions, they're chartered surveyors. You know, with the hammer, they're all chartered surveyors. Planning and development, building control, facilities management. So those are all pathways. There are 22 RICS pathways. So you have a host of pathways. So if you're a broker, there's one for brokerage as well. Me personally, if I was a broker and a member of the RICS, it just adds to more your worth, because people say, we know that this person has gone through a competency test. They're not just trying to flog me a property. They know the industry. They know what they're doing. You know, that's what the RICS adds to you. So those are your pathways. And then once you've chosen your pathway, you then say, so say for example, you decide you're going to be a building surveyor. Building surveyor will go in, have a look at a building, look at the structure, inside, outside, etc., and do a report to say the building's good, the building's bad, this is what needs to happen to this building. But before you get to that point, you have to do your mandatory competencies, which is core skills required for all pathways. I mentioned ethics earlier, how you communicate with clients, communicate with everybody, accounting, code of conduct. There are, each pathway has X number of mandatory competencies, which everybody has to do, and they're interlinked. And then, depending on which pathway you choose, you have your technical competencies, which is very role-specific skills. So if you are a valuer, they would expect you to know how to go into a property and measure it, how to inspect a property, and how to actually sit down and calculate how much it's worth, whether it's the rent or you're buying or selling it. So they'll not expect it. So that would be a technical competency for a valuer. If you were a building surveyor, for example, they would expect you to know different types of buildings, what the construction materials are, what issues are, if there's a crack on the wall, why there could be a crack on the wall, etc. And if you're a facilities manager, for example, a facilities management pathway, they would expect you to know about contracts, about suppliers, procurement and tendering and things like that. So that's what separates the technical and the mandatory. They're very role specific. And finally, the optional competencies, again, these are mixed depending on which pathway you choose. It could be health and safety, fire, it could be whatever it is they feel that, oh, this is an optional one for a building surveyor to know. So for example, when I did facilities management, I actually chose leases, property management, and landlord and tenant, which were all related to actual leases and buildings as opposed to suppliers and tendering, etc., because I wanted to mix it all up. And then the assessment process, as I mentioned earlier, is written submission and interviews, right? And then after you've passed this, you must do 20 hours CPD. And for example, this could count as my CPD, right? So every year you have to do 20 hours CPD. If you don't, you get kicked out. Basically, the whole point of being an RICS member is that you continue to develop yourself. Don't just say, I'm a chartered surveyor now, I don't have to ever study again. That's not true. Right? So my service, for example, would literally start from there. Would say, okay, you want to become a chartered surveyor, tell me your experience, what you know, what you don't know, and we'll work our way through. And I would choose, we would choose these together, right? So it'd be a case of guiding you through. Now, this could be a 2-year process, which is a very long time, and is ideally graduates, people that have less experience, or it could be about a 4-month process. That's probably the shortest you would do it. So you'd register. The moment you register, the RICS would give you, I think, 2 years, depending on your experience level. But generally, you could do this from the beginning to the end in 4 months, but that's real dedication, because just the interview process alone takes a month to prepare for, because you have to know so much. All right. Interviews and mock exams. I always say that there are a few things in my life that I remember: my wedding, birth of my children, doing a 50-mile bike ride to Brighton from London. I thought I was going to die. And my interview with RICS, I will never forget it, right? Literally, I remember the day like it was yesterday. I remember what I had for breakfast. I remember what was in the room, who was in the room. I remember all the nervous candidates. It was face-to-face in Heathrow Airport. Not in the airport itself, a hotel, but the airport. It was loads of rooms. There was loads of candidates. Everybody had the same time slot. At 10 o'clock, we all went into this room. At 11 o'clock, everybody came out. Some were shaking. And some, like me, were going, yeah, got it all sorted, I'm happy. Except for the next 7 days, I was nervous, because you don't find out your result for 7 days. And when the result's published, it goes online. So where I'd been bragging that I passed, I said to my director at Semuls, definitely, the chairman high-fived me, I'm so confident. He goes, if you fail, I will sack you. So come the day, it was a Wednesday, 10:30, they were publishing the results. My name didn't come up. I was sweating, right? But I went to the toilet, came back out. One of the associate directors came out and go, yeah, you passed. What a relief. So it's literally one of the things you remember, because it's such a key moment in your career and in your life, and it's rewarding. As soon as I passed, I quit my job because I got a pay rise elsewhere. So that's how much of an impact becoming a chartered surveyor is. I mean, I'm not recommending you do that, by the way, but honestly, it's worth and this is where I've said that, when people say real estate, especially in Dubai, everybody's in real estate. And that's why I say professional real estate. Because at the end of the day, it's about being a professional. It's about going through a process that then means it separates you from the rest of everybody else. So if someone asks me, what do you do? I say I'm a chartered surveyor. Even if I'm jobless and I don't work for a company, I'm still a chartered surveyor. A doctor never stops being a doctor. And that's exactly what it is. So yeah, it's definitely worth going through if you've got the time and the headspace for it, and obviously ambition, etc. But certainly what I would do is all these things: comprehensive training support, mock interview practices. So I would get other chartered surveyors to sit down and we'd have a mock interview. I remember quite a few of them where the poor candidates cried. And I said, the job is not to make you cry, it's to shake you into reality, to say, this is what it takes to become chartered, right? So you've got to take it serious. And then personalized competence reviews, I've spent time and time reading through, fine-tuning, making sure that when it gets to that stage where it's going to be assessed by people that you don't know, they're going to pass it, And then if you do fail, I haven't had it yet, fingers crossed, touch the table and all sorts, we'll support you on that. And then, quick recap, if you want to become a chartered surveyor, it's a great time to become a chartered surveyor, because there's so many opportunities in the world, not just Dubai. Saudi Arabia is developing like crazy. They want chartered surveyors. I speak to most leaders of organizations in the real estate industry, and they want the key is qualified people. They don't just want people that have real estate experience. They want people that are qualified. You go through this process, you become qualified. And that's the difference between someone that is a real estate worker and a professional, So get in touch with me. My details are there. I can talk you through what you have to do if you feel that it's for you. Free consultation, I won't charge you just for talking. And then we can say, okay, this is what it takes. Do you have it? And if you have it, we'll talk more. If you don't, kalas, as the Arabs say. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Thank you so much. We just have a quick 15 minutes if anyone has any questions regarding.
Yeah. Any questions at all? Anyone thinking, ooh, have I scared all of you? Yeah, no, I'm not doing this. No, honestly, have a chat with me privately if you want to know more. I love talking about RICS, because I think it's given me an opportunity in life that maybe I wouldn't have had if I hadn't done it. So, yeah.
Any questions?
Do they consider architects as a registered and
So-
accredited program?
Are you a member of the, is it BCIS or one of those other organisations
Not
that
the
architects?
British, the American.
The American.
Yeah,
So it's possible.
because they have an equivalency,
Yeah. So the best thing to do would be to go through the RICS website and see. So on the RICS website, they've got a list of bodies that are internationally recognised.
Yeah.
So that if you wanted to become an RICS member, you can just say, I'm already a member of this body. Can I just get direct entry? And if the answer is yes, you just go through the process of direct entry. It's much easier. You don't have to do all this interviews and things like that.
Yeah, one of my managers is an
RICS member.
yeah,
Yeah.
chartered surveyor, right?
Yeah, so they are flexible in the sense that they recognise other bodies. The other thing is, if you are a member of another body that they recognise, but you can't be a member, you can be an associate member, which people also say, it's worth it. I'd rather be an associate member than not a member at all, The other thing is actually free to test the waters. So if you went to the RICS's website, for example, and you said, maybe this is something that I may want to do, they won't charge you just for having a conversation, filling in the form and saying, this is where I am in life at the moment, could I be a member? And they'll say yes or no. Or they'll give you options as well as to. So their website is really easy, friendly to use, and you can literally just test the waters to see whether or not it's worth your while. Any other questions?
How much does it cost?
So a student member, I believe, everything is in pounds because obviously they're British based, so you convert it to dirhams. But a student member's fee is about 160 or so pounds. But a full member's fee, a member like myself, is 530 or something like that. But that 530 pounds, which is about 2,500 dirhams, something like that, for the year, by the way, not for. So that gives you CPDs, the 20 hours that you have to achieve. You get loads of training, you get access to various portals and other industry benefits. And you get to keep those letters MRICS after your name, which means you get to charge more money. So you can make that money back very, very quickly. So every December, after you've done your APC, your CPDs, to make sure that it's all updated, on the 1st of January, your fees is due, and you're like, oh, I have to pay 500. But I know I'll get it back. And a lot of firms do, if you're part of, say, CBRE, Semuls, any decent firm, they will reimburse you your money because, you're in a professional body that benefits their organisation, and it means they can charge more for you as well. So, yeah, I don't think it's expensive, but it's a fee, isn't it? Yeah. Anything else? I'll just add also that on average, and don't take this as gospel, but on average, someone that is an RICS member earns 30% more than someone that isn't in the exact same job. So whether that's significant enough to warrant it, but when you think about it, if you're in a job for 20 years, earning 30% every year more than your counterpart, that adds up very, very quickly. I'd like to think I get more like over 100% more. But, on average, your employer would be like, yeah, I'll give them more money because they've gone through this process. So it's worth it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. We still have 1 hour of open networking, so y'all can go around and talk to each other one-on-one. To conclude the session, I would like to tell you all about our upcoming events. So every week we have networking events on Wednesdays, Fridays and Saturdays. Every Friday we do a speaker session. So if anyone's interested and requires the platform, it's open. We give 45 minutes slot for everyone to promote their businesses, talk about new ideas, share new ideas, anything that you need, we provide this platform. These are our QR codes for VClub, our business center, properties and business setup. I would request everyone to scan this QR code and please follow us on Instagram. That would be like an additional support for what we are trying to achieve, which is to reach more and more people. So if you can just do that. It has also got the link to my WhatsApp number, so anyone who is not in touch with me can message me on WhatsApp. All right. I would request everyone to come this side and we'll take a quick group picture and then we have 1 more hour for networking. You can come this side. Yeah. Me? Hi, I'll go.
How are you?
Good, how are you? You can come ahead. You hope. Come here, come.